rundown on how to design a UDL lesson plan. There are several pages in this Module 0 on Canvas. Each of these pages has additional content and explanation for what you're about to hear. If you have any further questions, please go examine those pages. UDL, or the Universal Design of Learning, is a way of designing lessons that remove barriers or obstacles from students. There are some aspects of UDL that will be very familiar to teachers, and there'll be some aspects of UDL that are a little bit more unique. So we've broken UDL into kind of 4 distinct categories, as you can see here with our template. Goal setting, mini lessons, self-differentiated learning, and self-differentiated assessment. For the sake of walking through the 4 of these, I'm going to use a metaphor. I have a lesson that I want to teach students about elephants. So if this was a lesson that I was going to implement in my classroom, most teachers are going to be familiar with the goal setting warm-up and the mini lesson. These 2 elements of a UDL template are going to be getting what the kids know about elephants. Maybe I'll have a quick write or a quick classroom discussion. I'm going to get the juices flowing on this topic of elephants. And then in this mini lesson, there's going to be the direct instruction from me, the instructor, teaching the kids what I want them to learn about elephants. Now here's where UDL becomes a little bit unique. After the mini lesson, I'm going to have a time of self-differentiated learning. This is the time of my lesson that is set aside for students to choose how they want to continue learning about elephants. Perhaps I have a choice board with a National Geographic article, or an Animal Planet video, or an excerpt from a zoology textbook. And I make these choices available to students on how they want to continue their learning on this topic of elephants. And I'm going to give students time to explore and to investigate these different resources. And then there's going to be a time of assessment. But just like the learning, where there is some student choice in what they are going to learn and how, there's also some student choice in the assessment. At the end of the day, I simply want to know what my students have learned about elephants. So rather than giving everybody a multiple choice test or making everybody write an essay, I am going to allow students to tell me what they have learned about elephants. Now, it will have been important that they know what kind of rubric I'm going to be using to grade their knowledge on elephants, but I might have students do a video or a skit or an essay or a PowerPoint presentation. Whatever way the student wants to turn in their learning so that I can assess it, I'm going to give students that choice. Now, this is a very brief overview of the UDL template. As you can see on this page here, there are links to a multitude of resources. There are also additional links on Canvas where if you want to learn a little bit more about goal setting, or mini lessons, or self-differentiated learning, or the self-differentiated assessment, you can simply go to those pages and the resources there will hopefully help you navigate through this UDL template.